Patrick Graham is back for the silver and black, and coming up here on today's show, I'm going to tell you the top 5 free agents that, if I were to sit down in a room with Tom Brady, PG, John Spy Tech, Pete Carroll, I would say these are the top 5 free agents that I want the Raiders to go out and target during NFL free agency. If you don't know what free agency is, it starts March 12th, which is a Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also going to be live for every single day of free agency. Like I bet you, the first 4 days of free agency, we're probably live for 30-something hours of that. And with 92.3 million, the second most in the NFL, this team's going to be active. P. Carroll already said it. This is not a rebuild, so I expect them to be a very aggressive franchise. And with 28 total free agents, they have a lot of holes that they need to be able to fill. Don't get me wrong, I want the Raiders to try to bring back some of our players, and I'll kind of go through some of those names here, but this is going to be a very, very active free agency, and now that we know who our DC is, let's go get some talent on the defensive side of the football if you want to hang out with Chugs and Knight. During free agency, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Anytime the Raiders sign a big-name guy, I will be live. Anytime the Raiders do anything, you will get a video. It's a lot of content. It's also the time where I think sometimes we have the most fun on this show is during free agency. So please pull up. And if you're a real one, make sure you're showing love the entire week. Let's go to the very first name here of free agents that I want the Raiders to target for Patrick Graham. And the first name is this. I should also mention these are not ranked in any way. It's just, if you were to tell me I need 5 names, these are the 5 names that I'm going to target. First guy coming up here is Miami Dolphin, safety Jevon Holland. And when I go back and I think about some of the players that I fell in love with in the draft, Holland was one of those dudes coming out of Oregon. I loved his versatility. I love that I thought that he's going to be a good center fielder in the NFL, and to me, that's a very important role. He's the top safety in NFL free agency, and for an organization that's trying to build a little bit of stability. You want to tell me he's only 24 years old? He's going to be 25 to start the season, but 60 games under his belt, 57 starts at that young age. That's how you start to build a really good foundation for the long haul, from a career stat standpoint. He's only played in the league for 4 years, 62 tackles last season, 4 PBS in 2023. Also had a good year, but when you look at these years, so many different defensive coordinators, and I know they've been able to keep the same head coach, but he's had a lot of different moving parts on that defense, and he's still been able to put up some good numbers. I'll admit, 2024 was probably his worst year that he had in his entire career, which maybe you're going to be able to get him a little bit cheaper. The 63.0 overall PFF grade, somebody that can defend the runs, somebody that can cover. But like the reason why I am willing to spend some good money on Holland this offseason is because of what he was able to do in 2023, what he was able to do in a Vic Fangio style of defense. And when I think of a Vic Fangio defense, now Fangio is with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a tough physical defense that allows its players to be athletes. And that's the type of defense that I believe you're going to see Pete Carroll do with somebody like Patrick Graham. Also, we need some help here in the secondary. Isaiah Powell, Trayvon, Mary, Marcus, EPS are all free agents. Trey Taylor is a 7th round-out pick. Chris Smith is from the Josh McDaniels regime. Harper, let's be honest, I don't have a lot of faith in him long-term.